5,000 years ago, the ancient Mari civilization of the Euphrates Valley created statues of alabaster and calcite, representing gods, kings, and priests. The most famous of these is the goddess with the flowing vase, a life-sized icon adorned with jewels. Each of her hands were clasped around a small clay vessel. A pipe connected to an internal tank of water trickled a steady stream, overflowing the vessel and cascading down her skirt. Psychologist Julian Jaynes theorized that this running water created a whispering sound, which the Mari people would discern as the vocalizations of the goddess. Jaynes further theorized that this type of hallucinated speech formed an early kind of human consciousness, an inner voice exerting tremendous power over the individual and their everyday behavior in the ancient world. As an artist who works with technology, I see a parallel between the mystical and authoritative power of language in the ancient world and the coercive power of technology today. As the voice of technology becomes increasingly ubiquitous, we must ask ourselves how this voice is used to shape public opinion and behavior. Is the information age a soundscape on which we are compelled to project our own hallucinations? Totem draws on this legacy of language, power, and magic in a site-specific installation that uses artificial intelligence embodied in the form of a speaking idol.
Like a desire, knowledge of financial. Well, I mean, happened last prospect.
Specifically, Totem uses the techniques of machine learning, a subset of AI that seeks to replicate and ultimately improve upon the human processes of skill and knowledge acquisition. Despite its utopian claims, machine learning technology is subject to inductive biases and misuse that can give rise to often dangerous distortions of reality. These problems are particularly insidious in the realm of speech recognition and surveillance. Totem attempts to subvert the application of this technology by harnessing the creative play in the system, giving voice to language that channels power into poetry. The learning process begins with an initial sound recording. This file is then sent to a speech recognition engine, which attempts to create a transcript of what is said and at what time in the file. The transcript is sent to an audio chunking component, which breaks the original file into independent files, each representing a single word. The transcript is also sent to a natural language processing engine, which attempts to extract the grammar of the sentences. Each audio clip is tagged in memory as both a word and a part of speech. The sequences of words and the grammatical structures are then stored in a neural network structure inspired by Hebbian learning, which describes how synaptic connections in the human brain strengthen through repeated experience. In this way, words and grammatical structures which are heard more often become strong templates in memory, and outliers gradually disappear. When the memory is updated with this iteration of language learning, Totem enables its microphone and records again. While it extracts the structure of the new audio file, a parallel process is spawned, and Totem begins to speak. Speech begins with a random firing of input to the grammatical memory network. The input settles into the closest nearby attractor, thus choosing a grammatical structure. This in turn creates an input to the lexicon network, which eventually settles into a sequence of words to vocalize. Once the words are chosen, specific recordings of each word are extracted from memory, and a sentence or phrase is assembled and spoken.
Responsibility never makes suing.
Totem speaks for the duration of time that it processes the new file. When processing is complete, listening begins again and the cycle repeats. Over time, Totem's speech evolves to represent the voices and grammar of its location, simultaneously drawn from and influencing its environment.
5.